right, so we are going to, here's the way the next couple days are going to work in this class. So today we're going to review topics from chapter 1 and 2 that I think we maybe need a little practice on. It's been a while. Monday I will give you some instruction reminders on chapter 3, the first half. And then I'll give you the review for that. And then on Tuesday, I will give you some reminders, some practice on the second half of chapter 3, and then I will give you the review for that. I will not see you guys Wednesday. Nope. Yep. I will not see you Wednesday. So your exams on Wednesday are first and second hour, and those take all morning. So we have to be completely reviewed by Tuesday, and then I won't see you Wednesday. Your exams on Thursday. So just prepare yourself for that. Okay, so you will need to make sure that you're reviewing on your own on Wednesday night for my class. Okay, so a couple things. There's several things I want to review. It's been a long time since we were in chapter 1. So the first thing I want to review is like the first question on your exam review. You might see things like this. I don't even know I said that. Like, it might look like this. We'll say that. Solve for A. Hopefully we did enough of this where we were solving for Y in our last chapter that this should not feel super difficult for you. When I taught this to you initially, I said it is a good idea to put a box around the thing you're solving for, because you're not solving for Y, you're solving for some weirdo letter, in this case A. What is the first thing you're going to do? Yeah, minus X. So whatever it is that you're solving for, you move the other piece first. So it's minus X. Then you have 3A equals 27 minus X. Remember, those don't simplify. Those are not like terms. So you cannot combine. That's not 27X. It's not 26X. It's 27 minus X. If you are solving for A, what do you need to do to get A by itself? Divide by 3. Now, when we were doing this in chapter 1, it was totally fine for you to leave it, and I'm still okay if you leave it like that. When we solved in our other chapter, when we were solving for slope and y-intercept, which we'll review again on Monday or Tuesday, we divided those. We did 27 divided by 3 minus 1x divided by 3. 27 divided by 3 is 9. So if you had this, that's also an acceptable answer. Both are fine. You do not have to have both, but both are fine. Okay. Like the pattern of solving for something is always the same. You move the piece you don't want, add or subtract, and then you're going to divide. We'll just say that's pretty much as deep as it gets on the exam. Okay, here's the next topic was the thing with shadows. This is a really nice tree, isn't it? Beautiful. It's a beautiful tree. We'll give him some Christmas lights too. Okay, so you are outside and you have a large tree that has a shadow. There's a shadow. But you also have a snowman. He's apparently floating in the air. So your snowman also has a shadow. Okay, so your snowman, is 5.5 feet tall, and his shadow is 7 feet. Your tree has a shadow of 20.5 feet. How big is the tree? Okay, so this sets up like two fractions that are equal to each other. Okay, so it's two fractions that are equal to each other. That's called a proportion. So the two fractions, what's one fraction? Somebody tell me what you have. There's lots of choices. What you got? Okay, so 20.5 over A. Okay, if you have 20.5 over A, that's one way to have it. If it was me, totally fine. So I'm saying this and saying that what Colton said is fine. I probably would write my first one like that. You also could have A over 20.5. Okay, I could have a 7 over 5.5. Those are 4 options that I could have. Okay, it does not matter. What matters is where you put the things in the first fraction determines where the things go in the second fraction. So if it's what Colton has here, 20.5 over A, what goes in the second fraction?
7
Correct. How do you know that the 7 goes on the top? Because it's the shadow, right? If in your fraction you put the shadow on the top, then both shadows need to go on the top. Okay, if I did mine, which I put the snowman in the shadow, then my shadow needs to go on the bottom. And my variable, I'm looking for the actual height of the tree, needs to be on the top. All of these, as long as you set them up correctly, will get you the same answer. What do you do once you're here? How do you solve it? Yeah, Band-Aid. So cross multiply, right? So you're going to multiply that, and then you're going to multiply this. I don't know what 20.5 times 5.5 is, though. 112.75. Thank you. What is 7 times A?
7.
Yeah, this is not a mystery question there. Okay? And then it's a one-step equation from there. What do you do?
Divide 7.
Yeah, divide by 7. Not nice decimals. When you divide by 7, you very rarely get a nice decimal. What do we get for the actual height of our tree? 16.11. 16.1 feet would be fine. 16.11, 16.107, also fine. So when you're doing this, the important thing is wherever you put your pieces from one, like if you put your shadow on the top, your shadow needs to go in the top on the other one. That's the most important thing. If you can do that, and this is a two fractions question, then you'll be fine. The next thing I want to review with you is solving an absolute value equation. Okay, so let's say we have something like this. Where do we start? Plus 9. Okay, plus 9. Now, listen very carefully. I had people, when we did this in chapter 1 back at the beginning of the year, they're like adding 9 all over the place. Listen, once per side. Plus 9 here, plus 9 here. How do you know it's plus 9? Because it's originally minus 9. And you want that to come out to 0. You want nothing else there, so 0. So now I have 2 absolute value x plus 7 equals 30. Okay, now what? Divide by 2. How do you know you have to divide? Because it's times. Divide by 2, once on each side. That gets rid of this guy. That's the purpose of dividing. And so we have absolute value x plus 7 is equal to 15. Now, this is the spot where people lose a ton of points. What do you do at this point? Right, Miss HB reviewed this with you yesterday. So you have x plus 7 is equal to 15 and correct. So remember, you have to split it into 2 pieces. Split it into 2 pieces. And then you solve those ones, whatever it comes out to. It might be a 2-step. It might be a 1-step. What are we going to do here?
You solve both.
Yeah, thank you. How?
Minus 7.
There you go. Minus 7. So you have x equals what on the first one? 8. And then you have x equals negative 15 minus 7, which is what? Negative 22. So 2 answers. 9 times out of 10, absolute value will have 2 answers. Okay? You don't want to miss that. You do not want to miss that. Okay, we did this for our warm-up, but let's just review it one more time. Okay. No, not that, but this guy over here on the side. There. So, when you have x's on both sides, x's go to one side, numbers go to the other. X's to one side, numbers to the other side. What? I just lost what I was going to say. Sorry. How many choices do you have for your first step? Thanks. Actually, 4. Because you can move any of those things. It does not matter. So if you're on the test and you're like, I don't know what to do, move something. Okay? At least get yourself 1 point. Even if you don't remember how to do the rest of it, at least do something. What do you want to move? Move the 3x? I like move the 3x. How are we moving the 3x? Correct. Because he's positive. Remember that you can only do that once per side. So this is 6. What is the x's that we have there? 2x minus 12. Now what? I would just like to say at this point you have no choices. Excuse me. Thank you. Plus 12 to both sides. So this is 18 equals 2x. Divide by 2. To get x equals 9. You guys, you could subtract the 5 there. You could have added the 12 first. You could have subtracted the 6 first. And as long as you're doing mathematically legal steps, you'll still come out with x equals 9. Lots of choices. What you cannot do is take a look at that 3 and that 5 and be like, that's 8 x's. Stop talking. That's 8 x's. It's not, because it's 3 on one side and it's 5 on the other. And that's not a total of 8. They're opposite of each other, so you can't combine them like that. Okay, let's do this one. Okay, please solve. So multi-step equation, it's going to have x's on both sides. It's a good question.
Whoa.
Okay, what are we doing on the left?
Distribute.
What number?
2.
Yep. Did you distribute 2? This is 3x plus what?
14.
Okay. What do you do on the right-hand side?
Distribute 3.
Distribute a 3. What is that?
3x minus 12.
Okay. What do you want to do?
You don't have to do anything, really.
Okay. Let's say you don't catch that, and what are you going to do?
Okay, minus 3.
Okay, so let's minus 3x, which I like. Okay, what's 3x minus 3x?
0x.
Nothing. What's nothing? So we have 14 equals negative 12.
That's no solution.
Why?
Because that's not true.
Because it's not true. 14 does not equal negative 12. 14 is 14 and negative 12 is negative 12. So this is no solution. What does it look like if it's infinitely many solutions?
Or
Negative 14 equals negative 14.
Could be negative 14 equals negative 14. It
just
just has to be the same, right? So it has to be a true statement to be infinitely many solutions. All right. Let's see. What else do I got on my list over there? Oh boy.
when are we gonna get chapter 3? Just
I said that at the beginning of the hour. That sucks for you. If I was one of your friends, I would charge you for that information. 25 cents, I'll tell you.
25 cents. That's
$100
gonna
bucks.
get you.
You drive a hard car?
$100.
$100. I like it.
How
I'd
about
rather just go with a surprise.
How about all the money in my federal account?
How much do you have? None?
I got 56 cents.
I just want 56 cents.
Spending it.
Not even $4.
You just spend money.
Oh, I just have coins in my bag and
Okay. So
What you request? 6 cents.
we talked about, one of the things we talked about in chapter 1 was unit conversions. So I read out a paper. I'll give you the paper on the test. But for now, if you don't have the paper, it's up there. It says how many inches are in 1.25 miles. So when if you can do this and you don't need to do the work like this, that is totally fine. But if you don't remember, you put a 1 on the bottom and you make this into a fraction and you start multiplying things. Okay, we're trying to get miles into inches. So what do we know about things smaller than miles that are in miles?
12 inches are in a foot.
Yep. Except that is not about miles. That was a yes to you. That was a no to him.
There are there's 5,280 feet in a mile.
There you go. 5,280 feet in 1 mile. In my fraction here, where do I have to put the miles? Correct. On the bottom. So 1 mile is 5,280 feet. Okay. Before you do anything else, my people, I would just put, if feet are here, my next thing with feet have to go on the bottom. What do I know about feet?
There's 12 inches in 1 foot.
12 inches in 1 foot. Now, I just got to inches, so I'm done. What do I do with those numbers? Times the top, times the bottom. The bottom's pretty easy because it's ones. A lot. There's a lot of inches. Yeah. Should have 79,200 inches.
Yeah, hold up. Oh no, I didn't put times in there.
Okay, let's try one more because it's been a while since we've done those, so I want to do another one. Let's go with
Oh, wait, no.
how many cups in 3 liters? Okay, how many cups in 3 liters? You guys know you can buy like a 3 liter pop. Yep. So a 3 liter, bigger than a 2 liter, go figure.
only in the
There's also vending machines that sell guns.
Daniel.
There's vending machines that do what?
What?
Sometimes I need a gallon of Sprite. Sometimes I just need it.
Right? Be 3 liters of Mountain Dew.
I think my room would just stop.
3 liters of Red Bull.
Hey,
Oh, yeah.
you're doing the problem
You
though.
need to drink.
Please and thank you. What's that paper or what's the poster over there say about liters?
That there's 33 points. Oh, I never.
Okay.
Someone.
No, go ahead.
33.8 ounces in a.
Yeah, there are 33.8 ounces in 1 liter. Okay, 1 liter, 33.8 ounces. Okay, ounces has to be on the bottom. What else do we know? 8 ounces is 1 cup. So be careful because 8 ounces now goes on the bottom because ounces has to go on the bottom. It is so important for you to put those labels down so that you know where the things go. Okay, now what do? Yep, multiply the top. Yep, 101.4. What do you get when you multiply the bottom?
Oh, 8.
Yeah. And then divide. Should be 12.675 cups. Okay. So there's definitely one of those on your exam. There are ones of those on your practice test or practice, whatever that is, exam review.
Wait, so exams start Wednesday, right?
Yeah. Okay. Moving right along. What's the next? I'd like you to solve that, please. Yep. I didn't say that, but yes, I do want you to graph it. So please solve and then graph on a number line. Bless you. What's your first step?
-2.
Not -2. I would -6. I mean, you can. I wouldn't. Also, -2 would not be correct. This is what's left is -2x is greater than or equal to 4. What are you going to do? Okay. Divide by -2, you're going to get -2. But you have to reverse the sign. Go ahead, Daniel. Okay. Why do we reverse the sign? We divide it by a negative. What's the other time when we reverse the sign? Multiply by a negative. Okay. When you divide or multiply by a negative, you have to remember to reverse the inequality sign. Otherwise, your stuff's going to be wrong. You don't want that because that's not a hard point to get. Now, open or close circle. How do we know? Got the line under it. And then what way does the arrow go? Goes left. X is smaller than -2. Why don't you try this one for me, please, and thank you. Okay, solve and graph on that one, please. You guys are doing a good job. You appear to be doing a good job. If you're not, you're faking it really well. Doing a good job. We're almost done.
Thank you.
You're welcome. What are you going to do first?
Minus the
minus 3x.
Okay.
X.
Minus the 3x. I would probably not do that, but that's okay. We'll minus the 3x.
I did plus the 4x.
You can't plus the 4x.
What?
You would have to minus the 4x. He's positive.
But it's not.
No, that minus goes with the 9. Minus goes with the 9. Okay, now, no choices here. What do you need to do? Plus 9. So 13. And then this. Now, when you graph this, you got 13. Open or closed? Closed. Owen and Daniel. What way does this go?
Right.
It goes left. So, my question is, this one went left right here. This one went left. This one goes left. Why? The X is on the wrong side. So if you are looking at this guy and going, oh, the arrow points left, that's the way the arrow goes. If the X is not on the left side, it's the other way. Okay, so be careful. That's why we reviewed that, because I know that we got to be careful of that. Okay, let's say we have this guy. Okay, this is called a compound inequality. I definitely wanted to review this because I remember when we were taking this test, I had people making up some crazy stuff. So listen, your goal is to get the X by itself. So remember, when you're solving any equation, your goal is to get X by, or inequality, get X by itself. So whatever is in here with the X is what drives what you're doing. Okay, so be quiet a second. So some people that would be like, oh, I'm just going to start at the left side and start subtracting 5. That doesn't help you because you want to get X by itself. So what do you have to move? To subtract the 3. And from what are you subtracting the 3? And the 5. Like, you have to do it in 3 different places because it's a compound inequality and it's weird. So this one is 2. Then you have 2x, and this one is 8. Okay? Again, you are trying to get X by itself. What are you going to do? Divide by 2, all the pieces. So then you have 2x and, 1x and 4. Now, we need to talk about how you graph this. Okay? So at 1, open or closed? Open. At 4, open or closed? Closed. Where's the line go? They connect. They connect in between because this X is in between those numbers. Now, this goes way back. Is this an and or an or?
And.
It's an and. If you can't remember, this is lame, the best I got for you. An or, if you're going to go anywhere in a boat, you have 2 oars, right? So you have 2 oars in a boat, like a rowboat, it has 2 oars, and they both go in the opposite direction of each other. Okay, so an oar has 2 that go in the opposite direction. Okay, last thing we need to talk about is solving absolute value inequalities. So let's say we have 2 absolute value x minus 1 minus 7 greater than or equal to 11. Okay, so I have this one, and then we'll do another example like this, but that's it. Okay, what's the first thing we're going to do? Plus 7. Just like an absolute value equation, that's the same. You are, let's say this. If you have a choice between adding and subtracting versus multiplying or dividing, you're going to add or subtract first. 9 times out of 10, that's true. Okay, what? Divide by 2. So we have x, absolute value, x minus 1 greater than or equal to 9. Now, I know you know how to do this. We already talked about it. You have to split it. So You have one that looks normal, just like this one, just doesn't have absolute value, right? X minus 1 greater than or equal to 9.
Wait, what did you sign?
I didn't. Okay, what's the other one? X minus 1 is what?
No less than.
Negative 9. Okay, so Ethan said something about flipping the sign even though I hadn't. When it's negative, okay, because this is normal, and then we know we make one that's negative. When it's negative, you flip the sign, because when you're messing around with negatives and absolute values, negatives and inequalities, you have to switch the sign. Now you can solve. So you're going to plus 1. So if x is greater than or equal to 10, this guy, I'm going to plus 1. X is less than or equal to negative 8. Okay, now, when we graph this on a number line, okay, open or closed at 10? Closed. Arrow go right or left? X is greater than 10, so it's bigger. Negative 8, also closed. What way does the arrow go? Left. Now, this is an or. Okay? You sit in the middle of the rowboat and your oars go out to the side. So all you have to do is put an or in between there, and then you're done. Okay, let's try one more. Let's say we've got absolute value 2x plus 3 minus 1 is less than 13. I'll make this a little bigger so it doesn't look like an 11 or something weird. Okay, what's your first thing?
Plus 1.
Plus 1. So we have absolute value 2x plus 3 less than 14.
Split it.
1 is the way it looks. Exactly the same, minus his absolute values. So 2x plus 3 is less than 14. Now, the other one, 2x plus 3, negative 14. Switch the inequality because it's a negative. Okay, go ahead and solve those. I'll give you a minute to do that. Okay, so I have x is less than 5.5. Open or closed? Open. What way does the arrow go? Left. And I have x is greater than negative 8.5. Open. Arrow goes right, and they meet up with each other. Now, this is an and it's not okay to just put and in between them. You have to write this as a single inequality. This is why I wanted to do this one. When you do that, it's the low number, which is negative 8.5, a left arrow, the x, another left arrow, and the high number. So low, left pointer, high. That is how you write the ands. Low, left arrow, high. We're going to get into on Monday, we're going to talk about domain and range, and you write them this way. Low, left arrow, high. Okay, so those are things that you need to know for the exam. Now, let me set my video.